Hi, your friendly neighborhood gypsy here with Mad Hatter Tea Party Arts online paint party. Oh, we're going to get it this time. Starry Night. You will not believe how many times I've had to start this over again because I got tongue-tied saying that. You try saying it, it's not easy. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take a painting, a famous painting, Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, which you can see right up here over my shoulder. You can see it right there. And what we're going to do is we are going to turn this into a fall Starry Night. Now, when Vincent van Gogh painted this, he had been confined to an asylum. And this was a view that he saw looking out of the window of the asylum. He remembered this view, and he painted it later on in his vision. Now, don't try to understand Van Gogh's vision. I don't really think there's anyone in the world that can. But what ended up happening is it became one of the world's most famous paintings and one of Van Gogh's most famous paintings. It's a very beautiful painting. Well, you're going to get a chance to recreate that, but you're going to get a chance to recreate it a little bit different. Where Van Gogh's Starry Night was a summer scene, we're going to turn this into a fall scene. It will be a fall scene, it will be a beautiful fall scene, and I think you're going to like it quite a bit. So, with that being said, let me show you what supplies you're going to need. Now, if you're doing this with us live, you've already picked up the supplies because you got the supply list. However, if you're watching this recorded later on, you may not have got the supply list yet, but if you have got the supply list, at least you can look at what I'm going to show you, and this will help you when you go get your supplies. Simple? It is, believe me. We're going to show you here. So pay attention, and we will show you what to get. All right, this is the canvas right here. It's been pre-traced. You see all the pre-tracing that's going on here. Now, this was done with the carbon stencil, and we put the 11 by 14 splicer over the top of it, and then we traced it out. I came back in with a Marks-a-Lot, and we just went back over everything, just regular old, good old-fashioned Marks-a-Lot, like this. And we went back over everything. On this particular painting, on some paintings it might make a difference, but on this particular painting, since Van Gogh always had a tendency to outline his stuff, it will not make that big a difference. You'll see as we do this painting. So this is an 11 by 14 canvas. Tracers already on it. Remember, 11 by 14 splicer, put it down, put your carbon paper down, put the splicer down, tape it down so it don't move, and then trace over it. When you remove it, you'll have your tracing here that you'll be able to paint with. Reason why I put the Marks-a-Lot on it is so that when you paint, you're not going to lose your lines. If you just do it with the carbon, you might have a tendency to lose your lines, but if you use the Marks-a-Lot, you won't lose your lines. So that's your canvas. Now, your brushes. This is a 3/4 inch flat brush. You can also use a 1 inch flat brush, but we're going to use a 3/4 inch flat brush in this. This right here, that is a number 6 round. You'll be using this a lot in the painting. Number 6 round. This right here, this is a liner brush. That is a number 2 liner brush right there. Now there's smaller liner brushes, but number 2 is going to do us quite well for this painting. You'll of course need a rag to wipe your brushes off on. Very important. This is a brand new rag. You can tell it has never been used before. Oh, well, maybe once or twice. Then you're also going to need a paint palette. Now, a simple paper plate will do as a paint palette. I use this. This is a $1.99 cutting board from Walmart. That's all that is, just a Teflon cutting board. I have used this for a long, long time. You can tell it is very well used. And this is probably my favorite paint palette. This will probably be buried with me someday. Who knows? It may hang in a museum famous. This was Gypsy's paint palette. You don't know. Could hang on the wall as a piece of art. If they can hang a banana taped up there with duct tape on the wall and call it art, maybe they can hang this on a museum wall and call it art. You never know. So let's go look at the paints that we're going to use today. So, the paints, we got quite, you can see that there, we got quite a bit of paints that we're going to use today. So, this right here, that's a Calypso blue. This is a golden yellow. This right here is a Tuscan red. This one here is good old-fashioned lamp black. It's just black paint. This one right here is jack-o'-lantern orange. It's a fall painting, so you might as well have jack-o'-lantern orange, right? This right here is true blue. You always want to be true blue to everyone that you know. This one here, that is jewel green. It's a really pretty green. When we use this, you'll see what I mean. This right here is a aloe. Okay, that's what it's called. It's called aloe. You notice that it is a lighter green. You can see the cap there. It's lighter green. We're going to be using that a lot because in the fall your greens aren't so vibrant. So we gotta tone them down a little bit, and that's how we're going to tone them down. This right here, this is black forest green. We're going to use this to kind of put some shadows and highlights into the hills back here, and you'll find out. You'll see. This here is natural bluff. Natural bluff is used for a lot of things. In this case, we're going to be using it on the buildings. All the buildings that you see here will have some of this in it. This right here, that is just lamp black. Again, it's an extra lamp black. You always want to keep 2 lamp blacks with you just in case. You don't want to take any chances. This is a brown, okay? We're going to use a brown. The brown is very important in this painting. And this right here, this is just regular old titanium white. You always want to have titanium white and lamp black available to you. So now you have your colors. Now, a couple other things that you're going to need when you do this painting. You are going to need the rinse water. In this case, this is my trusty rinse water cup right here. You got to have rinse water. You can't do this without rinse water, trust me. If you got an old cup laying around, just use that. You can use a plastic cup, whatever, but this is my rinse water cup right here. This is also important. This is my drink cup. And it was, we call this Mad Hatter's drink cup because it was one of her favorite cups, and to honor her, whenever we do paintings, we just drink out of that cup. We just have that cup right there. So basically, that's all of your supplies that you're going to need to do this. Now, where we're going to start with this painting is we're going to start right here with these swirls that you see right here in the sky. That's supposed to represent wind, is what that is. And that's where we're going to start. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to do the cypress tree. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. First, first, we're going to take some of the true blue. Make sure you always shake your paints up. Now you notice I'm using deco art. You can use anything that you want. The reason why I like deco art is because it's a thicker paint and it goes on brighter, and it's a really nice paint. So I recommend deco art, but use whatever you want. Just get close to these colors or pick your own colors. You don't necessarily have to use what I'm using. These are just suggestions. You don't need to use very much. You know, so I only put a little bit out there. If you need more, get it, but you don't want to waste paint. That's the last thing you want to do. Without wetting the brush, grab a little bit of that, just a little bit, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. We're just going to kind of dab a little bit. We're just going to dab. You see how I'm dabbing along there like that? Just going to do a little dabbing. We're just going to dab a little. Just come back in here and dab. Just dab it. See how I'm doing those little dabs in there. Van Gogh used to do a lot of dabbing in his paintings. A lot. That's what we're going to do here. So we're just going to kind of dab it. Like I said, a little bit of blue goes a long ways, as you're seeing. So just dab it in just like that. Come over here and dab this. You're going to need to know where these lines are at, these black lines. So try not to paint over them. Just, you want to dab in between them right now with this blue. Just going to give it little dabs there. You cannot do this wrong. I'm just telling you, I want you to know. If you go, oh man, I'm not dabbing the same way he is, well, you're not going to dab the same way I am. You're going to dab, but it's going to be your dabs. And you're going to do the dabs that you want to do. If Fred Flintstone was here, you'd be yabba dabba doing, but he's not here, so you just do your own dabs, okay? So we'll come here, we'll dab through here, just like so. Put a little bit up in there like that. Want to come through here. You see, it's just little dabs. It's nothing complicated. You can do this. I have faith in you. You can dab your canvas. Just like so. And then come up here and get this one too, okay? So, what I would do if I was you is I'd start here on this side and I'd dab back this direction. What that does is it gives an interesting counterflow. See, your one flow is going this way, right? Well, this will give a counterflow to the flow down below. It's two separate winds going two different ways. Something like when a cyclone comes together to create a tornado. When cold front and warm front come together, it's wind going in two separate ways. So if you're coming back from the opposite direction of the first one that you did, you're creating the effect of two winds going in opposite directions. Just like that. Just dab it in there. Get that all up in there, just like that. It does not have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, if you're sitting there trying to make it perfect, you're doing the wrong thing. You want this to be free-flowing. And it can't be free-flowing if you're going, oh, I got to get it like this and I got to get it like this. That's not a free-flowing painting. That's you trying to create something that a digital AI bot would do, and you're not a digital AI bot, you're a human being, and you're creating a human painting. So now you got the wind swirls taken care of. Okay, we're gonna take and rinse the brush. Hopefully I don't forget and rinse it in my drink water. That would be terrible, though I have done that, and then I drank it afterwards and went, why does that taste like red? So anyway, now we're going to do the cypress tree. We're going to let that dry. We need that to dry a little bit. So that's why we're going to go and do the cypress tree now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our brown. Shake it up. Always remember to shake, 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 shake. I want to point out something to you. You saw the blue that we used. See how much blue is left over here? Now we will use some of that. But that's just a small amount of blue. That's just a little bit of blue that I put on palette there. You don't need a whole lot of the paint. The paint goes a whole long way. These acrylics spread out pretty good. So you don't need a whole lot. Okay, so I'm going to get a little brown here. Just a little tiny touch. Don't need much. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top of the cypress tree and we're going to brush down. We're going to make real long brush strokes as we come down here. We want some texture in this, okay? So we're going to do some real long brush strokes, like so. And we're going to put some texture in there. You can see the texture that's going off in here, just like that. We want that texture. We want the dark to the light, as you're seeing in here. We're just gonna brush that in, just like so. Just brush it all down. Long brush strokes. Long brush strokes. Lift your brush at the end of the stroke. You just want to come like this. Lift that brush up at the end of the stroke. Just lift it up. You see those textures that we're putting in there? Some nice little textures. Just lift that up. Brush down, lift up. Brush down, lift up. Just like that. Just brush down, lift up. Brush down, lift up. Just like a bald man with a comb over. Brush down, lift up. Brush down, lift up. You see those nice little textures that are happening here in that? And don't worry, we're going to take care of those. blank places that you see there. What we're concerned with right now is we're concerned with getting this nice little flow going on this cypress tree. Just like so. Now, I don't know how much y'all know about cypress trees. A lot of people think they're just a dark green color, and they're not. And Van Gogh, when he did his painting, he realized that. And if you look closely at his cypress tree, you're going to see a whole lot of different colors in there. It looks, when you first look at it, it looks like just a black cypress tree up against the night sky, but it isn't. There are a whole myriad of colors blended in there, and you are going to do the same thing today with your cypress tree. So what we're going to do is we come all the way down here to the bottom. I want you to leave some space down here at the bottom. You see how I left that kind of open down there? That's going to be important here in a minute. You'll find out why. Okay, now we're going to take that black forest green. Again, remember to shake it up. Always shake it up. We're going to get a little bit of it here on the palette, like so. See, just a little dab will do you. Just like burl cream, just a little dab will do you. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to start at the bottom down here, okay? Down where these blank places are at. Notice I didn't clean my brush out. Leave the brown that's in your brush. And start at the bottom down here. And kind of brush up with that black forest green. Just kind of brush up from the bottom, just like that. Black forest green coming up from the bottom. And notice, in that white blank place that we left down below, let's take that black forest green and kind of brush up through there. Just like that. See, and now you fill that white space down below. It's all filled in now. But it brushes up into what you did already. It's kind of like a base of the tree. This could be grass growing up there. It could be just old branches, old dead branches that are down at the base. It's whatever somebody wants to see in it. But now you've created a base for your tree. Now what I want you to do is, again, taking that black forest green on just the very edges on one side. Most of your light is on this side of the canvas. So go away from the light, and on one side of each branch, just bring that black forest green down like that. Just one stroke. Just bring it down. Just one stroke. Do it on the opposite side of where most of your light is at. Just one stroke. Just like that. Go down and come around. And don't worry if you pick up some of the brown that hasn't dried. That's fine. It just enhances your painting. Just come down one side. Now see right here, you see this line that's coming right here? You wouldn't do anything with that one because this is an outer line. Your back lines are over here, like so. There's one right there. You're just going to come through here and you're just going to grab this. You're just going to brush down with it, just like that. Just brush down. You're creating a shadow on one side of the tree, away from where the majority of the light is. You're just going to bring it down. So see, now what's happened is you've given this tree dimension. You've actually created a dimension here with the tree. And don't forget to do your top here, okay? You want to come down, and you want to come down and around like so. And then do it on this right here. And that should take care of all of that. Now you got shadow on one side of your cypress tree. Go ahead. At this point, I want you to rinse your brush. And I want you to get that nice little aloe green that I showed you earlier. And we're just going to use a little bit of that. You just need a small touch of it. You don't need a whole lot. Notice I used even less of it than I did of the black. That's because we're going to use less of the aloe. Now, wherever you see your white places in your cypress tree, I want you to go in there and just very carefully just put some of that aloe in those white places. Just kind of streak it down in there. Just light touch. Don't press down on your brush. You just want a really, really light touch here. If you see white, add a little bit of that aloe in the white areas. Just going to go in there, just lightly touch. If you have a little bit of white showing, that's okay. After you do this, don't try to go in there and, you know, throw a, I got a little bit of white that's still showing, I got to throw some more color into it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. We're going to take care of all that, trust me. So like you see right here, you can see some white spots showing in these areas. We're going to take care of all that here in a minute. So don't go frantic. I want you to get the major white. I want you to get the solid whites, okay? Just come in with that brush and just touch those areas. Lightly touch them. Do not press that brush in. Usually one pass will work. If you have to do 2 passes, that's fine. Usually one pass, you can just bring it down and fill those little white areas in. Just like so. See, I'm just barely touching the canvas. Just barely touching it. If you watch the tip of the brush, when I come down on the canvas, you'll see that it's not even bending in. It's just a little light touch there. Okay, did you get all that done? Good. Now, without dipping your brush in the aloe again, and without wiping it, down here where you did this dark forest green, I want you to come in, I want you to do just some little tiny streaks in there, just like that. Just come in, just some little tiny streaks, just like so. Just to enhance that base just a little bit. Okay? Now rinse your brush. Alright. Next we're going to use, here I need to put that up, can't leave that out. Next we're going to come in here, we're going to use some of the golden yellow. Now, I don't want you to overdo the golden yellow on this cypress, okay? We still want the cypress basically kind of dark, okay? But we're going to add just very, very little highlights in there. I'll show you what we mean. You can get just a little bit. I'm not going to get much of that golden yellow. See, that's a little tiny spot right there, which means I'm not going to use much. Okay, so you have these areas that you, I still have some canvas showing through. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to go in, you're going to take that golden yellow, and you can just kind of spot it in those areas where you still had a little white canvas showing through. Just kind of spot it. Don't run a line. Just spot it. Just put little spots in there to cover those white areas that you're still seeing. Little tiny spots. And if you pick up some of the greens or some of the browns into your golden yellow, that's perfectly okay. That is not a problem. It'll just enhance your painting. So you're just going to go in there. You're just going to barely touch it. Just barely touch. See what I'm doing there? Just kind of just spotting those little white areas that are still showing, those little spots. Just touching them. Just to make them go away. There's a little one right there. Here's the problem, and I know you probably can't see it on the video. It happens sometimes. You'll have a hair off the brush come loose from the brush. Just grab it and pull. You should be able to pull it right off if you can grab it. If you can't grab it, use a pair of scissors to clip it. I think I got it. If I didn't, I'll come back with scissors. That happens sometimes with the brushes, can't be helped. See these little tiny white areas that are still showing. I'm just kind of coming in. I'm just kind of touching. It's like putting little dots in there of yellow. See right there? Just kind of dotting that in. Just dot it in a little bit. You don't want to get rid of your textures. Now, we're not going to be done with the cypress tree yet. This is just the first part. We're going to let some of this dry because we got to do something with it. Something amazing. Remember, this is a fall painting, so we got to make the little cypress tree look like it's in the fall. And we will do that. But it has to dry first before we do that. So we'll just come in here. I said we're just kind of touching where we see little dots at. Okay. So now we took care of all the white that was in the canvas that was showing it through that cypress tree, just by dotting some areas. That's all we had to do, was just dot some areas. And we enhanced it by adding a little more color into it without getting crazy about the color. We got a little more color into it, and it looks really good now. Now, our next step, while we have that yellow, we're going to go into these areas that are yellow, and we're going to take it, and like the moon here, right? We're going to go in and we are going to paint the moon. I'm just going to just yellow right in that moon, just like that. Just fill that moon up. Just like so. We're going to go here. We got this little area here. It almost looks like another moon, but it isn't. We're just going to kind of, it's a star. It's in the midst of the wind right there, so we're just going to come around like that with it. We got a little star right here. See that little star right there? We're going to just come around. We're just going to fill that in right there. Get that little star filled in. And we're going to do the same thing here with this star. We're just going to fill this in like so. Just come around and get that yellow in there. Just get that yellow in. Got one down here. Just going to come around with that. We'll fill the outside edge like so. Just fill that up. You can just dab it with that brush and you can get it all taken care of. Try not to go into your cypress tree when you do this one on the edge of it here, okay? Just kind of carefully just put your yellow in there like so. Get all these little stars filled up in yellow. Got this little one up here, little tiny one way off, many, many light years away. Got some bigger ones here that are closer to us in light years than those little tiny ones are. You know, if you sit outside and look at the night sky, I mean, like in our backyard, we can sit there and we can actually float in the pool and watch the night sky. And it's fascinating how many stars and what have you can see in the night sky by doing that. It's amazing. Now on the outside of your moon here, what I want you to do, notice I say that for last, I want you to just follow that line right there on the outside of the moon. Just come around and follow that, like so. Go right in here in the center right there, touch that. Make sure you get this line here. I want you to get this line here. I want you to get this line here. Okay? Now, we're going to leave those alone for a minute. We're going to come back to them. Okay? I think I'll go ahead and fill the center in on this one right there. But we're going to come back to these in just a couple of minutes. Okay? So we're going to leave those right there for right now. Rinse your brush out. Isn't this fun? I love doing this. I love doing it with you. Now, let's create a fall sunset. So what we're going to do is our darker area of the sky is going to be up here where the moon's at. Our lighter area will be down here at the horizon because the sun's going down. So at the horizon it would be lighter than overhead. So I do want to point out, you notice I used up almost all that yellow. Oh, that little dab. So you see how far just a little bit of color will go. Okay, let's get some Tuscan red here. And a little bit more than that. Okay, so remember up here where we did the wind. We dabbed in the wind. Well, we're going to dab again with this Tuscan red. What we're going to do is all this white area that you see up in here around these stars, we're going to dab. We're just going to dab and kind of lift the brush at the very end of the dab. You don't have to be absolutely perfect, and you shouldn't be absolutely perfect. It should be kind of random. Just come in here and just dab that. Just dab it. Try not to hit your yellow right now, okay? Just kind of dab without hitting that yellow. Just kind of dab that in. Just going to dab it. Just like that. See how I'm lifting the brush at the very end of each stroke? I'm just coming in, I'm just lifting that brush up. Just kind of lifting it up. Now these dabs are a little trickier than your ones down below. Okay, you see I dabbed everything around the moon right there, right? Well, now we're going to come in, see this area right here? We're going to dab that back towards the moon. So we're going to come in here and we're going to dab that in like so. We'll just dab that back towards the moon. Okay. And then down here below, we're going to go ahead, see where your flow's going right here with the wind on that part right there? We're going to dab that the same direction with the red. We'll dab the same direction. It's going like this, and we're going to follow that around. We're going to come right back on the bottom here, just dabbing. I forgot to mention in your supplies, you should always have a paint shirt. I don't know if you noticed the shirt I was wearing, but it's my paint shirt. I've had that shirt for, oh, who knows how long. I've had it for years. But you should always have a paint shirt. Okay, now, this upper part right here, you can come back this direction with your dabs. Just dab it back this direction right here. Van Gogh, without a doubt, you ask anybody that knows me, is definitely my favorite artist. And out of a mind in such turmoil came such beauty. He was able to see what the rest of us could not see. He painted what was not seen. When I do regular paintings, not tea party paintings, but when I do my regular paintings, I oftentimes try to paint what is not seen, especially if I'm doing an animal painting. There's so much that we overlook in animals as far as textures and colors go, and I always try to capture those textures and colors. Van Gogh did it every single time. He did what was not seen. Always not seen. Oh, I missed one area of red. See? I told you I'm not perfect. So we need to come right here. We need to dab, and we're going to dab back this direction with the red. Alright. So there's the upper part of our fall Starry Night sky. Now, it's not done. It's a long ways from being done, but that's your base. Now, you're going to clean your brush. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to get that jack-o'-lantern orange that I showed you a while ago. Jack-o'-lantern orange. Shake it up really good. And get a small amount on your palette, just like so. See, if you only use small amounts, your paints will last you forever. And ever and ever and ever. Then I want you to dab again, just like you did with your red and your blue. Just dab. Follow that direction. See this line here? I want you to follow that line. Just dab it in there. Just dab it. Dab it in like so. Now, see this area here, how this upsweeps? What I want you to do is I want you to come in here and I want you to upsweep and blend it back into the dabs you just did. Just kind of go back into the dabs you just did. Okay? And I want you to upsweep all along here. Just kind of upsweep it in there, dab it. Just come back around, and dab, 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 just like so. And do the same thing here. See how this curves right here? I want you to curve the dabs and back into here. Okay, just curve them. Just come around and curve, just like that. Then I want you to do the same down in this area here. I want you to curve it back and follow that line. Just dab in there, just like so. Come here and do the same thing again. Just dab it back in, just dab. Just like that. Okay? Now, see, that's really colorful right now, isn't it? Yeah. It's going to be even more colorful when we get done with it. Okay. Over here, I want you to dab. I want you to go this direction, and I want you to dab that orange in. Just kind of dab it in. Just like so. Just dab it in. Just like that. Okay? Simple. Easy peasy. Now I noticed here, when I was dabbing, that I did not get this area right here. So we're gonna get that area. There. Got it. Alright. Now, see this area right here? Notice that I did not use the orange in this area here. That's because, well, I need to get a little more yellow. That's because we're going to put yellow down in there. We're going to throw some yellow right down there at that bottom. That might be right where the sun's setting at. So we're going to take some yellow. Right here, we're going to dab some yellow in there. Dab that yellow like that. Okay? We're just going to dab it in. Oops, I grabbed some orange there accidentally. We're not ready for that yet. So we're just going to dab that yellow in. Just like so. Just dab that in. Okay? Now we have that. Now, our next step in our masterpiece here is we got to get these hills in the background here. Got to get those hills. So, what we're going to do, where's it at? We're going to use that black green, and we are going to highlight those hills. Oh, we already have some on the canvas, on the palette, so we don't need to shake out anymore. Okay, so what I want you to do is with long strokes, I just want you to come through here, like so. Take that green, and when you start to run out of paint, then dip it again. Run long stroke till you almost run out of paint. I want you to come down here, and I want you to come down to these edges right here. Come down and come to the edges right here. When you start to run out of paint, go back and dip it. Just dip in. Remember what we did with the cypress tree? The long strokes? We're doing that here with these hills. We're just going to do in long strokes, just coming down. Long strokes with that dark green. Just like that. You know what's funny is when I was showing you the supplies, I thought we were going to end up using the 3/4 inch brush in this one, but it don't look like we're going to. So if you still have your 3/4 inch brush laying around someplace, just toss it off somewhere. You don't need it. Okay. Come here. You see this hill right here? I want you just to follow the line. Follow that. Do long strokes. Again, just long strokes. You want long strokes in there. Just like that. Then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go long strokes. Just like so. Long strokes. Do it down here. Just like so. Come over here on this side. I want you to do the same thing on this side. Do long strokes along those hillsides. Very long strokes there. Just like that. Long strokes. Fill that in with those strokes. Keep that texture going. You want that texture in there. You want it going from light to dark, just like you're seeing in there right now. That's why you don't dip your brush again until you're almost out of paint. Otherwise, you're going to lose that effect. Just come in here and just long strokes. Do it over here. Don't touch those circles. I'll show you what we're doing with those circles here in a minute. Right now, all you want is that long stroke going in there in between all of this, okay? Just long strokes, just like that. Just do long strokes in there. Okay. I want you to, right here at the bottom, coming off the cypress tree, just come in here and just kind of do a little wave. Just kind of wave it a little bit. Just like a little wave right along that bottom right there. See? Just like so. Fill in your edge right there. If you got an edge showing, fill that edge in right there. Okay, so now you got the mountains in there, and you got all this back area here. This is your background area. Now, without cleaning that brush, I want you to come in here. I want you to grab a little bit of that blue that we used in the sky. I want you to come in here and right on the edge of the mountains where you see the black at, I want you to flow that blue right along the edge of that mountain. Right on the black. And if you pick up some of the green, that's fine. That's not a problem. Once you get that done, I want you to feather this back like so. I want you to feather that blue back down into the green like that. See what I'm doing there? See how I'm just kind of feathering it back into the green. Just kind of lightly feathering it back into the green. I want you to do the same thing on each one of the black lines that you see in there. I want you to just take that blue. I want you to go over those black lines in the hillside. Just like so. And then feather it a little bit. Just feather it back in there a little bit. Just like that. Okay? Do the same all the way on all your hillsides. Any place where there's a black line on the hillside shown, I want you to take that blue on the line, cover that black, and then I want you to feather it back. Just feather it back in there. Just like that. Do it here. And feather it back in. Come on this side here. Don't forget, don't neglect this side. Once you come in here, get that, go right over that black. Right where that black's showing, then feather it back down. Just like so. Pretty easy, huh? Now that you've done that, we're going to take our hunter green, our nice old jewel green. It's hunter green or jewel green. If you don't have jewel green, get hunter green. But we're going to take this. We're going to shake it up. Shake it up, baby. Get a little bit on the palette right there. We're going to come in and we're just going to touch some areas. Just touch. If you see white, just kind of touch it with that jewel green. Just kind of touch it in there. Just touch it in. Come down in here. Where those circles are at. Follow the edge of those circles. just like that. And just kind of touch that jewel green in there wherever you see any white coming through where you just did your hillside, okay? Just a little bit of the jewel green in there. Just like so. Try not to override your cypress. Just come down here. Come in this area right here. Just like so. Just kind of touch it any place where you see that white. Just come in, touch a little bit of it in there. It's a nice contrast to the darker green and the blue that you just put in there. Gives you a nice little highlight contrast. Look at that. And I might learn how to paint one of these days. I'm going to try. Okay. There we go. Now we have those lighter greens in there. Now what we're going to do, remember this is fall, right? You got to remember that. This is fall. So now we're going to take that aloe that we had a while ago, and we're going to come in here and just every so often, we're just going to kind of see what I'm doing with the brush. We're going to do that. Watch. We're going to do it along towards the tops. We're not going to cover that edge, that blue edge that we put in. We are going to come in and we're going to do some streaks in here like so. Like that. Just wherever you think you want to add a little bit of lighter color along that top, just go in there and add it. Just kind of streak it in there. Just give it a little streak. Do it over here. Don't neglect this side of the canvas. Just kind of streak a little bit of that in there. I think I want a little bit right in there. So you see what that did. Now you have this nice little texture and this nice little flow and detail going with the painting. Just by adding a little bit of that aloe in there. And I only dipped the brush once. I don't know if you noticed that, but I only dipped the brush once. But now you have that happening. Okay. Now I bet you're asking yourself, Self, what is he going to do with the natural bluff? Well, what he's going to do with that is he's going to shake it up. He's going to come in here, and on each one of those buildings that you see, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some of this in the building. Not in the roof, but in the building itself. I'm just going to put a little bit in each building, in the face of each building. Just like so. I'm just going to add a little bit in the face of each building. Just put it in the face. Here, here, and here. We'll just get it in there. Just put it in the face of each building that you see there. Okay? Just like that. Now, notice I didn't get real detailed. I didn't get crazy about it. I just put it in there. Clean my brush, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a little color mixing now. Okay, we are going to take just a little bit of the Tuscan red right there. We're going to grab some of the bluff and mix in with it. It's going to make a kind of lighter pink color. You can see that there, making a lighter pink color. Then we're going to grab a little bit of the brown, just a touch, just a dab of the brown, and put in there with it. We're going to mix that up like so. Okay. Now, we're going to take this, and we're going to do our roofs. of these buildings. Each one of the roofs is going to be this color. Now, I know you may not have been over in Europe very much, but a lot of times in villages, all the roofs are the same color. So just for the fun of it, we're making all these roofs the same color in this painting. We're going to do the same color on all the roofs. I can't think where it is. There's a place in Italy where the village is built on the side of a cliff. And one of the distinctive features about the village is that the roofs are all the same color. Also, if you've ever seen Willy Wonka, the original Willy Wonka, the roofs in the village where they're at, they're all the same color. Steeple of the church. I'm going to come up here. We're going to make it the same color as the roof. We're just going to come up here and do this like so. We got these buildings over here. We're going to make the roofs all the same color. Like so. Looks like we got a little roof back here. Then we don't want to forget this roof over here. Alright, now once you have that done, once you get all your little roofs done, I'm going to put some color here. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to just put some color right there. Once you have all your roofs done, go ahead and rinse your brush. And double check for any place where you think you might need blush at. So I see some blush areas here that I missed. Okay, I missed right there in the steeple. I missed that. Right there. I missed this right here. Right there at the top. There's two little, appear to be windows there. We're going to make those blush. And I think that pretty well gets it all. Okay. Now, once you have that done, we're going to finish the coloring on the buildings. Now what we're going to do with those buildings is we're going to take this brown, take a little bit of brown here, put it down here on the palette. We're going to grab some of that blush. See, we're still using the blush there. We're going to mix it in with that brown. We're going to lighten up that brown just a little bit, make it almost a chestnut brown or nutmeg. See that? Alright. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, and any place where you see white, like we've been filling in the white before, you're going to go in here and you're going to fill in the white. You're going to lightly touch it and fill in any place where you see white in those buildings. Just kind of touch them. Just touch them a little. Don't have to be real detailed here. You're just trying to enhance the building. Add a little shadow, a little shade in there, just like so. Just like that. Bring that down. So you're just adding shadow and shade in there. That's all you're doing. I hope I see a place where I forgot red. We'll come back and get that. See how nice that looks just by hitting those white areas. You've added a little shadow, a little shade in there. Just like that. That's all there is to it. Easy stuff. You don't have to get real technical here. You don't have to be precise. It's better in this particular painting in Starry Night. It's better if you're not precise. So precision happens from the chaos. This painting is all about chaos. That's what basically, I think that's what he was trying to capture with, this is just my opinion, okay? I think Van Gogh was trying to capture the chaos of the universe in this painting. And so, things do not have to be perfect. They just have to be there. You have to understand what you're looking at. I mean, when somebody looks at your village, they need to know that they're looking at a village. And I'm pretty sure you know that you're looking at a village when you see this. Now, those round circles that you see all over the place, I bet you've been wondering what those are, right? Well, I'm going to show you what they are. You're going to be absolutely amazed. What I want you to do is I want you to take some of your pumpkin orange and just randomly pick some of those circles. They can even be side by side if you want. And just kind of put that pumpkin orange in those circles. Just here, there, and everywhere. Just kind of put it in there. If you want them side by side, put them side by side. If you want them separate, put them separate. But just put that pumpkin orange in there. Wherever you feel like you want that pumpkin orange, just put it in there. But leave some of the circles untouched. You want every so often you want some of those circles in there. Just kind of put them in there. Don't forget this side. This side be easy to forget. I don't want you to forget it. Okay, just like that. Now, without cleaning your brush, grab some of the yellow, and at the bottom of those circles, brush up a little bit into them. Just add some of that aloe into the bottom of them. Just kind of brush up into it. Just like that. Just brush up into it. You see what's going on? Are you starting to see it? No? You can't see what's going on there? Look closely. What is that? If you said fall trees, you're absolutely correct. If you said a dreamsicle, you're absolutely wrong. Okay? So, now, again, do not clean your brush. I do not want you to clean your brush, okay? Oh, wait a minute, here. I missed some orange in here. And I'll just put that in without cleaning my brush, because that's how I roll. Just put that orange in there. Okay, now, without cleaning your brush, I want you to grab some yellow. Grab some of that yellow. And the circles that you didn't get a minute ago, get them now. Just go and do those circles. Without cleaning the brush. Just grab that yellow. Any place where you see that white at, just go in there and just put that yellow in there. Just put it in there. Remember, this is about chaos. It's not about precision. We'll do other paintings that require precision. This one does not require precision. And that's what makes this fun to paint. Is you can get just as crazy with it as you want to get and create the effect that you want to create. See that? A gypsy, you say? I don't know. I'm still not sure that those are trees. You're not? Well, let's consider this for a second, okay? First off, you're seeing them from a distance. You're not seeing them up close. Think about when you've seen fall trees in the distance. How much detail do you really see in the tree? Not a whole lot, right? So, if you consider that when you're doing this, then all of a sudden you're going, oh, yeah, maybe I do see the trees. Now, without dipping your brush, okay, and without cleaning it, what I want you to do next is real simple, okay? Just every so often, here in these hills, why don't you just go in there and add a little dab of something, just every so often, just put a little dab here and there. Don't clean your brush. Just kind of spot through these hills. Just if you think it looks right in an area, just spot it. Just go in and spot a little bit, just like that. Just add some little spots in there. Remember, this is autumn, okay? So we got to make it look like autumn. So you're just going to add a few little spots in there. You don't have to get crazy with it. You don't have to dip your brush again. You're just adding a few little spots in there. Okay? Now, once your brush is dry from adding those little spots in there, you know what I want you to do next? I want you to take that brush. I want you lightly towards the bottom. I just want you to brush along towards the bottom. Just take that brush and brush along towards the bottom. And I want you to come up a little bit, and I want you to brush a little bit in here, like so. Just want you to brush. Just kind of brush it. It's dry. That brush should be almost dry. I just want you to kind of brush it through there. Just like that. There. Now you have an autumn-looking hillside. The trees, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with those trees. Now, to get the effect of the trees, you see we have the black circles going on there, right? Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to get some titanium white. Shake it up pretty good. Squirt a little bit out on the palette. Get a little more of the golden yellow. Squirt that out on the palette, like so. Then I want you to mix the two together. Grab your yellow first, like that. Grab some titanium white and mix into it. Light that up quite a bit. Make it really light. A little more white maybe. Okay. Now, once you have that done, I want you to go into these trees. I want you to just dab over the black, like so. Just do a little dab over the black with that mixture. Just dab a little bit over it, just like that. Just fluff up the trees. See what I'm doing there? Just a little, just right over the black. You're just dabbing a little bit of that mixture right over the top of that black. Just like that. We're going to do the same down here. Dab right up over the black. We're going to come all the way around. We're going to do each little tree, dabbing that black. Take that mixture, dab right over the top of the black, like so. That's going to fluff up your trees. So now we're fluffing up the trees. Just like that. Do the same over here. Just kind of come in and fluff those up like that. Just like so. Just fluff them up. Now when you get this done, we get all that black fluffed up there. What we're going to do, we're going to go into each one of those trees, and we're going to add the one thing that a tree needs to be a tree. No, it's not a squirrel. Though I'm sure the dogs wouldn't object to it being a squirrel. But no, we're going to add the one thing that trees definitely need. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Okay, we fluffed up each one of those trees. Now, I want to make sure I got them all. Oh, nope, see, I missed these right here. So, we got to fluff those up. Okay, now that we got all those taken care of, what we're going to do is we're going to come in with that liner brush, and we're going to get our black. Make sure I grab the black out. We're going to grab the black. Just a little dab of black. And we're going to add some branches. We're going to lightly touch inside these trees to add some branches in there. Just lightly touch. Just put some branches. Because how can a tree be a tree unless it has branches, right? And a squirrel. So we're just going in, we're just going to put some just very little branches in. We're not going to get too technical here. Not going to get real detailed, but the branches will enhance your painting quite a bit. Just drop those little branches in. Just barely touch the canvas. You just barely want to touch the canvas. You don't want to touch it hard. Just put your branches in. Just drop those branches in. See how that's working? We're sitting here, we're getting some tree branches in. And now those trees are actually starting to look like trees. Like the way that works? Is that pretty cool? And then these back here, you know, they don't have to be quite as detailed. We'll just add little touches of black here and there. And if you're expecting me to say we're painting happy little trees, you can forget it, because I'm not going to do it. I refuse. So, rest in peace, Bob, but only you can paint happy little trees. So, we got those in. We just barely touch those. And there we go. Now we have our trees. Is that wild how that worked? All right. Now taking your black brush, get the brush wet now. We didn't get wet when we started that. Get your brush wet now. Kind of move it around a little bit. You want this really, really thin. In any place down below where you see white showing through, I want you to go in. I want you to lightly fill it in with black. If you see white, hit it with black. Just wherever you might see it at. The reason why we're doing that is, again, it adds more shade and shadow into your painting, and it enhances that painting. These little touches are things that just really enhance your painting and help that painting pop and become more than what you expected it to be. Now, still taking that little bit of black, I want you to come up here to the church steeple, and I want you just to add what would appear to be a window on the church steeple. Just like that. Simple stuff, nothing to it. Let's put I think I want something over here, like that. Okay, so we're going to leave the bottom alone for right now. We're going to come back to this. We're going to come back to the bottom, but we need to finish the sky out, and that's where we're going to go now. All right. It's time for the Calypso Blue. We're going to come in with this Calypso Blue. going to get some of that. And we're going to come back in here with the Calypso blue. And we are going to dab again. We want to dab. Try not to dab too much over your blue that's already there, okay? Just dab. Just dab. Just go in and dab that. Just dab it out. Just dab. Just dab that Calypso blue in. Just like that. Okay, remember, come back. Over here on this side, we're going to come back, just like we did before. It's still flowing forward here, but we're going to come back over here. Like I said, try not to cover your dark blue when you do this, okay? You just want to kind of go in between. You want to go in between the dark blue. Just kind of dab it. Just dab. Come back through here. Remember, we're flowing this direction with it, so flow that way. Okay. And come right through here, like so. Make sure you find all those places, okay? You want to make sure you get all of that. And then don't forget here, you gotta get this center right here. You're coming around. And you're getting that, okay? Now, we're going to come up here at the top. Set out really good. We're going to grab this orange. We're going to come in here. And we're going to dab the orange in. Try not to override your red. You just want to dab this orange in. You just want to lightly dab it in there. Just dab it in. Just like that. Just dab it in. See how I'm just dabbing it in there? Just want to dab it in, just a little bit at a time. Go in there and dab that in there, just like that. Now, don't forget to check this video, and also always check our Facebook page, Mad Hatter Tea Party Art, and find a link to our mailing list, because that mailing list gets you all sorts of perks. It gets you free instructional videos, it gets you discounts on doing these paintings, it keeps you up on all the news that's happening in Mad Hatter Tea Party Art. And you don't want to miss anything, do you? No, you don't. I know you don't, because I don't want to miss anything. So make sure that you sign up for our mailing list so that you don't miss anything that's going on at Mad Hatter Tea Party Art. We want to see you each and every week here. You'll find out what paintings are coming up. If you're on that mailing list, you'll know way ahead of time before anyone else what paintings are coming up and what paintings you might want to take part in. So make sure you join that mailing list. There's a lot of people on it. There's a lot of people that are getting the special perks. They're getting the discounts on the tea parties. They're getting free videos. So you might as well be part of that. Now you notice I'm using the red now in this lower portion down here. I'm just doing a little bit of red here. Just a little bit. I don't want very much in this area. I want to keep this kind of sparse. Okay, so I'm just using just a tiny bit down in here. Just like so. Just a little bit of red. Okay, now our next step in doing all this, it's coming right along. You like how it's looking? I do. I think it's coming out really nice. Okay, so our next step in this is we want to come in This is the tricky part, folks. It's the real tricky part. So pay real close attention when we do this, okay? You're going to take your yellow and you are going to carefully go in and add yellow in between each one of your dabs. You're going to try not to go over the orange, you're going to try not to go over the red. You just want to kind of put that yellow in there in the white spaces that you're seeing. It's real easy to get carried away and go, well, I'm just going to go ahead and run my yellow over that. And if you do that, you're going to not get the effect that you're wanting to get here. So you're just going to lightly go in between those spots there and run that yellow, just like so. Just run that in. Just lightly dab it in there. Just very lightly dab it in. Just like that, okay? And then do the same thing here. Just dab that in. Just dab it in. Lightly dab it in. Okay, once you get that done without cleaning out your brush, grab the white and come in, and any place where you see white shining through, brush that in. You make sure white and yellow, brush it in. The white will make the yellow a lot brighter. Just brush it in there. Don't be afraid to brush that in. Just kind of dabbing it a little bit in there. Just kind of brush that in. See, I'm just kind of brushing it in there. Just real light brushing. I'm making sure that I get all that white. Now, of course, you're probably wondering to yourself, what happens if you don't get all the white? Well, we're gonna address that here in a minute, okay? So don't get ahead of me. But as much as you can, go in and dab that brush in and get that white. Okay? Just like so. All right? Now, again, using the white without cleaning out the brush, this area down in here, I want you to just dab in there. Just dab in there a little bit. Get that white down in there like so. Work it in there. Just like that. Okay? So now you got these contrasting colors going on here. This upper area here, without cleaning out your brush, grab your golden yellow, and where you see empty white areas in here, I want you to dab that golden yellow in. Just kind of dab it in there, just real lightly. Just like so. Just dab it in. See how I'm just dabbing that in there? Just real lightly. We're just dabbing it in. Just like that. In place you see the white, just try to get it dabbed in there a little bit. Okay? She's the golden yellow. Looks like I need to get a little more golden yellow. We're just going to dab that in place where you see that white showing through. Just come in. Notice that this painting has mostly been dabbing the color onto it. There's been very little just brushing color. We've been mostly just dabbing color through this whole painting. Just like that. Just dab it in there. Just dab that in there. Any place where you see that, just get it. Just kind of push it in there. Push it in there. Just like so. Okay. Now that you've done that, I'm sure you did a fantastic job of it. What we're going to do, so we're going to come back here to our jack-o'-lantern orange again. And we're going to use the liner brush. For this, we're going to use the liner brush. We're going to take that jack-o'-lantern orange. We're going to take some white. Mix them out here. I need a little more jack-o'-lantern orange. You want to color about like that. Okay. Once you have that color, once you go in here, I want you to grab centers. Grab these centers here that you see. Where that white's showing through, just go in there and grab that. Using that color. Go in there and grab it. Do the same here. Go around the outer edge and take that color and just add some of it into your stars. We just want a little bit in the stars. Just put a little bit in there. Just like so. Just go around those outer edges. Just like that. Okay. Once you get that done, once you get the actual orange, and where you see these black lines around the outside, I want you to follow those black lines with your orange. I want you to come in and I want you to lay it in thick, right over the top of it, just like that. Just lay it in thick. Any place where you see it. Just lay it in thick. Just like so. Just like that. See the nice little effect that it's given right there? We're going to do the same here. We're just going to lay it in thick right there. Just like that. We're going to do the same thing around all of our stars. Wherever you see those black lines at on the star, you're going to lay it in thick. And on the center, you're going to put a little dot of orange in the center of the star. Come around. Follow those lines around. Like so. This, of course, is a little bit more complicated painting than what we usually do, but that's what makes it fun. I mean, if it was easy all the time, it wouldn't be fun, would it? But creating this fall Starry Night, I mean, it's a different take on Starry Night, and it's a fun take on Starry Night. Creating a fall scene out of Starry Night. Not the easiest thing in the world to do, but you know what? You've been doing it, and you've been doing a heck of a job on it. So we're almost there with doing our stars, doing our black lines on the stars. About got them all. Just like so. Come around here and do this. And we gotta get these up here, so we'll just lay the paint on thick. Just lay that orange paint on thick. Get in the center. I get these, yeah, I got those. Come around here, lay it on thick, 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 thick. Here. Okay. Once you have that done, that was a lot, wasn't it? Rinse your brush out. I want you to come back with your white. We're going to do several things with the white now, okay? Where your moon's at, I want you to go over that yellow in the moon with your white. If you pick up some other colors while you're doing it, that's okay. That's just fine. You can do that. This little star that's right here, get some white in there. Do the same here. I want you to get right in the center where that is, and then maybe just kind of stroke around with the white. Just like so. This is going to bring your stars out. So, just stroke around with the white like that. Do the same here. Just kind of stroke around the outside. Do the same right here in the center. Like I said, if you pick up some of that color, that's fine. Just come around, just lightly come around the outside with that white. Do it over here. Here. This makes your stars stand out now. Just kind of brush it around the outside. Just like that. And now your stars all stand out in the painting. We're getting close to the end, folks. Bear with us. Just stay in there. We're almost there. I want you to take your white, okay, and on these trees, on these outline of these trees, I want you to do that. I want you to touch with your white. Just touch the outside of those trees with your white. Just touch them. Add some little dots in there. Put your little dots in, like so. Again, you don't have to be precise. You just need to get it in there. Just touch. Just touch those outside edges. Just kind of little dots on those outside edges. That's all you want. Okay? Now, come back in with your yellow. Oh, I didn't get clean enough. Come back in with your yellow. Just quickly touch. Just quickly touch. Grab the yellow and just quickly touch right over the dots that you just did. I want you to go fast. I don't want you to spend a lot of time. I just want you to do this quickly. I think what you're going to notice is that you got a fall forest. Well, you got fall trees in this little village here. Just quickly touch where you touch the white at. Don't again, I can't stress enough, don't try precision here. Precision is not going to be your friend. Okay? Did you get them all? I got all mine. All right, I think I did. Did I get these? Okay. Now, excuse me. Now we get to finish this up. Okay? What I want you to do, excuse me, a little heartburn there. What I want you to do is I want you to go in here and I want you to create a pink color. So we're going to use some titanium white. And we still have some red here. We have some red right here, so I'm going to mix the two together. I'm going to grab this red and put some white over here. We'll get that little pink color. See that little pink color going on there? What I want you to do is carefully, any place in this particular configuration that you might see white showing through, I want you to touch that little bit of pink color in there that you just made. There's going to be places where you see some white come through. Not the white paint we put in a minute ago, but just canvas, part of the canvas sticking through. I want you to just go in there and add that little bit of pink in there. Okay, just like so. Okay, once you get the pink in there, there's not much that you have to do. I mean, there's not a whole lot of it that you have to do. Got some over here. Once you get that little bit of pink in there, what I want you to do is I want you to take that pink, that same pink, and where you see your black lines running through this one, I want you to run that pink right over the top of those black lines. Just go right over the top of them like so. You're going to do it back here. You're just going to very thick, do it very thick. Do a very thick pink right over those black lines, just like that. Just a very thick pink. Right over those black lines. Keep it thick. See what I'm doing? Running that thick pink right over those black lines. Just like that. Okay? And then I want you to come down here and I want you to do the same thing where you see these lines here. I want you to run that thick pink over those lines. Just run it over those lines. Make those lines disappear. Using that thick pink. Then do the same here. Come over here and run the thick pink right over that line. Just like so. Okay? Now, rinse your brush and using your orange, run your orange over this line here. Do it thickly. You want a thick line over that orange, over that black line right there. Just run it right over the line. If you have a little black showing through, that's fine. The idea is to blend all this in together. Make all this work as one. Okay? So now you've done that. Now, we're going to take the Calypso blue and the white. We're going to make it really light. Come in here and make it as light as we possibly can. Okay? Once you have that light, all your little white spaces in here, notice I'm using the liner brush to do this. You can come in and you're just going to touch all those little white spaces all the way through this. Just touch them. Just like that. all your little white spaces. Any place where you see little white spaces in that blue, just touch it with your liner brush. Just go in and touch it. Just like so. Just touch it. Just fill those in. But the nice thing is that when you're done with this, you'll have your own very unique version of a Starry Night. And even though you are following my instructions to paint this, your Starry Night's going to look totally different from mine. They're not even going to be the same painting. And that's what makes it unique. It's like a fingerprint, you know? Each piece of art is different. It's always different. As you see, we've ended up with 3 different shades of blue. In our wind swirls. By going in and just hitting these white areas with this combination of Calypso blue and titanium white, we're creating movement. That's what we're trying to create here. This is movement. And so we have a movement going on through the air. Just beautiful, colorful movement with the painting. Look at that. Now, the only way that you'll ever see the actual Starry Night painting by Van Gogh is to visit the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. I think that's where it's at. I'm not sure. You'll have to look it up. But barring that, you will now have a Starry Night painting done by you hanging on your wall that people can see. And if you're in the Kansas City area and you really want to see a Van Gogh painting, there's a couple of Van Goghs at the Nelson Atkins Museum, and you can go there and check them out. They're quite fascinating. One of them has a dead grasshopper in the paint. I'm not kidding you. There's a dead grasshopper in the paint, which I think is kind of cool. Okay, once you get that part of it done, I want you to take your white, if you have any white left, and if you don't, just grab it. Without cleaning out your brush, go ahead and put that white over the top where you just did that blue at. Okay? And I want you to take this white and I want you to follow those black lines in your blue area. Just follow those black lines. Excuse me. Just lay the paint thick over the top of those black lines. Just go in and lay it in thick. Just follow them. Get the paint laid thickly on them. And the effect of movement that this creates is just absolutely amazing. You have a painting that's very vibrant and very alive and uniquely yours. See, I'm just thickly putting that paint over the top of those lines. We're close to being done, folks. Makes me kind of sad because I enjoy painting with you. You know, I really do. But, you know, that's how it happens. Each painting has to come to an end, right? So see, I've covered those lines. Now, this is what I'm going to like. We're going to take that white and we're just going to quickly dip it in that orange right there that's left. I want to grab some of that orange. We'll come in here. I'm going to go over these lines with that mixture. And I'm not worried about making these lines totally disappear. I actually want them there. I just want to kind of cover them just slightly, just kind of tone them down. Okay. What do you think so far? We're close. We're real close. Okay. Now, we're going to take the black. I'm going to take a little bit of the black here. I'm going to roll my brush like this to get a good point on it. Right? I want a good point on that brush. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cross at the top of this church. There, now that church has a cross. I'll just kind of blend that cross back down into the church, like so. Then we'll grab a little more black paint. We're going to follow right on the edge of our hillsides. So we want to just come up, follow the hillside. Just going to follow that hillside. Just like so. We're going to do the same thing right here. We're going to follow the hillside like that. We're going to do it down here. We're going to follow the hillside like so. We're going to do it down here at the bottom. We're going to follow the hillside at the bottom. Just like so. And do the same over here on the other side. Come over here, follow that hillside. And follow the hillside right here. Like that. See how that works out? Then we are going to get some of this black paint, and what I want to do is I want to go in here. Here, we'll start at the top. We're going to come in here and we're going to carefully follow the edge of our cypress tree. Just like so. Just follow it down. Have to get a little more black paint. Just carefully follow that edge of that cypress tree. Just like that. Just follow that outside edge. Just like so. Come back here on this other side. Follow your edge. Just like that. Make that cypress tree really stand out there. Just like that. Now, we saw a couple of things here we need to address quickly. Won't take but a minute to address it. I missed these areas here, so I need to grab those real quick. I'm just going to paint back into those. Just like that. Just paint back into them. Alright. Now, my question for you at this point is your painting done? Or is there something else you want to do to it? Is there? As for me, my painting is done. I have done Fall Starry Night, and I am really, really pleased with it. The only thing that this painting is missing right at this point is my signature. You know, it can't be a done painting until I put my signature in. So, I'm going to do that. Now, my initials are JAG, and that's how I usually sign all my paintings. Stands for James Allen George. You all know me as the Gypsy, but in reality, I am James Allen George. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and write, this one's going to be hard to sign. I don't know. Hold on. We'll get a different color here. This one's going to be tricky. This one's going to be tricky, but I can do it. I can do anything. Okay. So I'm going to put my G in. Let's see if this is going to work, if I'm going to be happy with it. It's not bad, but we'll keep it. Okay, I'm going to put my G in, which I can barely see. There's my G. Can you see my G? Then I'm going to put my A in. There's my A. I'm going to come across here. I'm going to put in my G. There's the top part of my G right there. And then I'm going to go 20. 5, because that's what year it is. And then just to enhance that, just to bring it out, because I'm having a real hard time seeing it, add a little bit, well, I thought I was going to add a little bit of white to it. I'm going to add a little bit of white to it. Just going to put a little touch of white in here. See, for me, my signature is part of the piece of art that I just created. So my signature has to be as nice as what I just created. It's just one of those things I'm kind of funny about. So by adding a small bit of white there, I bring out my lovely, lovely signature. All right. Well, that's it for Autumn Starry Night. And I'm telling you what, I hope you really, really, really have enjoyed this painting. Of course, I'm going to post a picture of it at the end. Every single week, we're going to come at you, and we're going to have a different painting for you. Next week, it is going to be Autumn Church. We're going to do an Autumn Church. See, we have the here. I'm going to go back to this for a second for you, if it'll let me. There we go. See, we have the church in here, right? next week we're going to do an autumn church. So all of our theme right now is autumn since it is fall, but we'll be doing autumn church. And it's going to be a really, really nice painting, and I hope you will enjoy doing it and that you will join us for it. Okay? Now, please be sure to join the mailing list. Become a VIP. Become a Mad Hatter Tea Pottery Art VIP. You get your discounts on doing these paintings with us each and every week. Plus, you get free courses every once in a while. So you want to definitely take advantage of that. You get to know everything before everyone else finds it out. You get to be the first to know. So please make sure that you join us each and every week for a Mad Hatter Tea Party Art online paint party painting. Like I said, next week we're doing Autumn Church. The week after that, I believe it is Fall Forest. So see, we have some really nice paintings coming up, and I definitely want you to join us for them. But until that time, this is your friendly neighborhood gypsy saying, remember, we're all mad here about art. May God bless you. Hasta la vista, baby. See you later, Gator. Bye-bye now.